Oh, it sprayed pear on me.
That didn't have as satisfying as a open as I hoped it would.
What time did we get? 6:06? 6:05?
606.
See, this is what I was afraid of, that if we started to say we stream at 6:03, then we'd be 3 minutes late to that.
We can't change it now that we've officially we need to start like making merch for the 603rd so that we can't change it.
We're not changing it. We just need to go back to being like we stream at 6:00 so that we're here by 6:03.
Well, we can't set the streams for 603, right?
I think you can.
Anyways, hello, we're back. Lego streams, they're back.
It's been... We didn't even finish Bosch's helmet. It's over there.
You said you were going to finish it
It's
for
your
me.
set.
This...
I'm building Jabba's sail barge.
Look how full this can is.
Good for them. Thanks, Lost Druid.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? It's been a minute.
We streamed last night. That's not that long ago. Careful. Careful, Hilo.
Whoa, that's good. We have some local brews from Lost Druid. Actually, this is a seltzer, but the artwork on their cans is really cute. I don't know if you can see that. Anyways.
Their artwork's really cool. I don't know if I've ever had prickly pear.
I think you might have. Hi, Hilo. Can you see him? He has managed to sneak back here.
Hilo's been like, you guys haven't really streamed in a while, and now you're doing it 2 nights in a row, and I'm not crazy about that.
I hate it. I tried to go outside and play with him. Oh, he heard me say the word. And he just, his big thing right now is eating sticks. He's always been into eating sticks, but he is really into it right now, and that's all he wants to do. And I don't think that's good for him.
It's not.
So probably hear him barking from time to time. But anywho, what's up, everybody? We've got Jeannie from Tahini, Sean Room. What's up, Sean? John DeLong, Gio Flores. Got our members of the 603rd in here.
He's just barking at nothing, I'm sure.
He knows. He's like, oh,
pay attention to me.
I can't believe they're streaming again. I'm gonna bark about it. How's the day going so far? Randy Webb asks. I'm currently building my Lego Y-Wing. So far, I don't know, Thursdays are always kind of busy for us because we typically film the Q&As on Thursdays. So it's been a little busy.
We haven't had to go from doing the Q&A to then like change the whole setup to do this, which I do like that this table's like a little transformer.
Mm-hmm.
But that stressed me out a little bit, just being like, oh, haven't done this in a while. Had to make sure all the microphones worked and that our sound was working. But other than that, it's been good.
I'm actually shocked that despite being late, everything else is working normal for now. Oh, Revenge says, best Star Wars YouTuber ever. Thank you. Let's see. Ooh, Liz says, I'm making lasagna. Well, I will expect my piece in the mail.
I love lasagna. Mail me some lasagna.
Don't do that.
You can mail lasagna to our P.O. box.
The poor people at the P.O. box place would be like, this box smells like lasagna.
Smells great.
Hi, buddy. I'm sorry, you can't fit under there. Oh my god, he just slobbered all over me.
Poor guy doesn't know what to do.
Ooh, Nathan Troxel says, it's cold here in Chicago. I had to go to work and 25 degrees, but happy to be here chilling with everyone. It's been getting colder and colder here. We're in Georgia. So it kind of like suddenly got really cold, which is just how weather works in the South.
Yeah, it goes from like, it's way too warm for December to be like, okay, now it's cold.
Now I have to dig out my coat and my scarves and my gloves and yeah.
It has hit the 20s a couple times here, but
just recently.
it hasn't been that bad.
Yeah. I am loving it. I feel like the older I get, the more I prefer cold weather. And actually, I would love to go back to Chicago when it's cold and like snowy again. We went it snowed a little bit when we were there for Celebration, but it was kind of like a sudden snowfall, I think, wasn't it? I forget when we were there. April?
Yep.
Yeah, it's snowing.
It was a surprise to us, not to people who live there.
Sure. We were like, snow in April? Anyways, I would love it if it snowed here. It does every once in a while, but it's usually just slush. Oh, hi, Josh Chapman. We got to lock in for Japan. We got our flights this week. I'll have beanies for you. That's what we need. We need new beanies. Yes, we are for sure going to Japan. It's
been getting more and more real.
We've been doing a lot more planning, and we talked about this a little bit at the end of the Q&A last week, but we're starting to learn some Japanese on Duolingo. It's going well so far.
We've had our flights for a while, and we had our Celebration hotel. We booked the other 2 hotels that we'll need for the trip this past month. We haven't booked anything else. We don't know what we're doing in each place, but I'm excited.
That's like the most stressful thing, I think, for me going on such a big trip like this is just figuring out what to do. Like, I'm never good at scheduling out stuff like that.
But I like doing it, so. I was actually just talking to Sean Room. Someone asked if we were going to go to any museums, and both of us were like, Nintendo Museum, fingers crossed, which you have to like enter a lottery to go to.
I do hope we get into that. And if not, I wonder if there's like an off-brand Nintendo museum right around the corner.
A Sega museum. Boom. Got him.
I would go to a Sega museum.
I would too.
The only platform that made a Sailor Moon video game was Sega.
I like Sega too. I loved the Sonic games. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, no.
Hilo is just like, does not know where to lay down. Nintendo World. Is that what's the new
That's the theme park, I think, where you can go ride like the Donkey Kong.
Right. As of right now, we're not planning on doing that. That might change. I don't know. We do want to try to go to Tokyo Disney.
I would love to ride like the Donkey Kong coaster and stuff, but they're gonna open one in Orlando, so
that's
See,
the
I don't
only
even really
thing.
know what they have at Tokyo Disney. I'm not like a huge theme park person, but
apparently all the food is really, really good. And I'm just so curious to see what's different, how clean it is, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think the only reason we would not go while we're in Japan is the fact that they're building one in Florida.
yeah, if that were the only one ever, I would be like, we're going. I have to ride that Donkey Kong minecart ride.
Yeah. Hey, David, Afro Dave. Thanks for joining the 603rd. Tokyo Disney Sea is the best.
I've heard that our friend Ruben said that, which I don't know what the difference is. Is that like
I didn't
a
know
Disney Sea World?
that was a thing, honestly.
Yeah, it's right around the corner. It's in the same area.
They said the Journey to the Center of the Earth ride is their favorite.
Yeah, we need to just look, I guess, at all the theme parks and see what our options are.
Interesting.
I'm not huge on theme parks. I'll go, but I don't know. I would also do other things. But since that's so drastically different, probably from like Disneyland or Disney World, I'm down.
Yay, you made it, Sir Allens. Welcome back to Lego streams. I feel like it's going to take a couple streams, especially now that it's in the holidays. Like it's kind of a weird time to be coming back to all all of this.
Also, we're not going to be here next Thursday, which I realized that we were like, we're going to start Lego streams back, and then we're going away next Thursday.
But then we'll be here
but
for
then
a while.
We'll be here forever until April.
David Afro Dave says, just wanted to say thanks for what you guys do. You two are still the best for Star Wars info and the cutest couple.
Aww. Stop it.
Thank you. Matthew Byron has our first super chat of the night. Thank you, Matthew. So great to see you both again. Was wondering if you had someone to do Explain It to Me with for Dune Prophecy. Molly, I think you would love it. Is that
That's the Dune show that's out.
The HBO show. We don't...
So, I mean, it's funny that Ashton is just my go-to. He knows literally every fandom except for Star Wars.
Well, you got that covered, yeah.
Yeah, I'm there to fill in that gap for him, and then if I have questions about any other fandom, I go straight to Ashton. Our friend Zach also knows a lot about Dune. I think when Dune 2 came out, we went and saw it for my birthday. It came out around my birthday, and then we saw it, we went out to a bar. Actually, we went to Lost Druid, and then I had Zach explain the things I didn't understand to me. Which I've read the first Dune book, but still was like, what's going on here?
I am a very surface level Dune enjoyer, and I say enjoyer lightly. I saw the movies, and I was like, wow, those were big movies.
My favorite story about Dune is seeing the first one, and you being like, I have to pee.
I was like, because we showed up early, we like had a drink. We went to like a new theater that had kind of a fancy bar, and so we had a drink or something.
We also split a bottle of wine.
And we split some wine. And then I was like, oh no, I have to pee so bad. And I was like, I feel like I'm already confused, and if I miss anything important, I'll be even more confused. But it was kind of like a boring part.
You were like, I have to pee. And I was like, I tried to run through the book in my head, and I was like, I think you're okay if you hurry. And like the second you stepped outside, Duke Leto got attacked, and I was like, oh no.
I came back in,
and like explosions were going off.
When I left the theater to go to the bathroom, it was like real quiet. It was just like chit chat, and I could hear it as I was coming back into the room, just like explosions. Everything was on fire, and I was like, no.
It's literally that Troy meme. You come back in with the pizza, like, what happened?
I ran up and like jumped in my seat, and I was like, what happened?
I was like, sorry.
Oh. So yeah, that's just my luck. But yeah, I'm a pretty lighthearted Dune fan, if you will. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the new show.
That's something both of us are like, we'll probably wait until a couple episodes come out. I've been hearing good things.
I do think, you know what, Matthew, I think you're right. I think I would enjoy it because I do like the one thing that I really am interested in from Dune are the Bene Gesserit. So yeah, I would probably like it.
I think you would. It's kind of like the Penguin show. I think we let a couple episodes come out, and then we were like, okay, now we can watch like 4 in a row.
I'm so obsessed with the Penguin show.
And we love Penguin. So just the streaming landscape right now, I think it's a little better for us to be like, let's dive in and see more than one episode, because I feel like it takes more than one episode to hook us these days. But if we're able to sit and watch 4, we're like, great, I got it, I'm in, I'm having fun.
Yeah, because it's kind of seems like it takes until episode 2 or I think 3 maybe to really, like, I think that's how they design shows for streaming. By the 3rd episode, they need to do something to like really hook you in. So maybe we'll check it out. I don't know if we'll do an Explain It to Me, but we could do I don't know if we want to talk about some of our
Yeah, we can
Patreon
talk about that.
our Patreon ideas. We're doing some cool updates for Patreon in the coming new year, but we could do like a little separate video or like a watch along commentary or something.
Well, one of the things we want to do is not necessarily explain it to me, but have just a chance to talk about other stuff. I think once last year we just talked about the Avatar live action show. So we're like, okay, like once a month we should talk about the Penguin because we were really into that and didn't really have an outlet for it. So, and it's not something I would want on Star Wars Explained.
Mm.
So we could just have that as like a bonus. We're talking about something else on the Patreon. So yeah, we could just take suggestions of what to watch. I think our first episode in January will probably be about Silo because we love that show.
Peak cinema. I was like hooked fairly quickly with Silo, and I'm obsessed with it now. Real quick, Laura asks, will we be able to put the Lego streams on iTunes podcast? Do we have these on podcast format?
No, we usually don't. We just have to download the audio and / I could record it now, but I'm not.
We'll look into that. We'll see. And also,
would this be great on a just audio only?
You never know with the age of ASMR, you know.
I feel like I should not have those 2 extra pieces.
Draguna asks if we're gonna get a live action Visions season 4 or 5.
Live action? I doubt it. I think they're really invested in that as an animation project.
Mm-hmm. That is kind of like their whole thing, is it's all animation. So I don't think so. I do think if over time, once they figure out which animated shorts people really, really love, they could potentially do like a live action short or something. I don't know that they will do that though.
We were talking earlier today. I keep forgetting that the War of the Rohirrim is about to come out.
Someone brought that up earlier. Yeah, I think we are gonna go see that.
I do miss doing Explain It to Me. I wouldn't want to do it for like every episode of every TV show like we were doing over COVID, but like I wouldn't mind just sitting down with Ashton and having him blabber on about Rings of Power season 2. It doesn't take much to get him going.
No.
But I like hearing him talk about it.
Yeah, like maybe something that we could do in person, a little bit just like laid back. I feel like if we get on stream and do it like we used to do Explain It to Me, it feels more like work.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could do something in person, it could just feel like we're hanging out with microphones. Bakey, what's up? Thank you for the next super chat. I thought it was cool how the kids exclaimed aliens when they saw a species they'd never seen before, even with the non-humans on Aten. So yeah, Skeleton Crew, I loved that, because it does seem like the only alien species potentially they might have on Aten are Neil's species, Runa's adorable species,
Vizuna, I think they're called.
Ithorians, Rhodians. We seen any others?
I don't
aliens?
think so. But I like that to them they're all like, yeah, we're all from Aten. And then they get off Aten and they're like, aliens. Yeah, it's like you're covered in aliens.
Yeah, it's like they know that aliens exist, I guess, but they're like, they look so weird.
That is still, one of the most interesting things to me is that they know what starships are.
Mm-hmm.
They know what hyperspace is, but they've never experienced it. And it doesn't seem like anyone on Aten has.
And I also love that, well, part of the reason why I think there's only that many alien species on Atatin is also all the artwork that we've seen only features those species. And I liked that there was an Ithorian kid in the class, and when they spoke, they didn't have a voice changer on. And the other human kid understood them. So it's kind of like, okay, if you only have a handful of alien species, then everyone probably speaks those languages.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that humanity could figure that out too.
I wonder if anyone speaks droid or binary, because all the droids speak basic.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Very, very curious about the history of that planet. I'm loving the mystery of it so far.
I was gonna remind you that that's there, if that helps.
Sure. Jared says, I blame you two for me needing to watch Ted Lasso. I'll allow it.
If you like Ted Lasso, we've been watching Shrinking, which is by the same people. Also, there's Scrubs. That was one of my favorite shows growing up, but also Bill Lawrence. But yeah, Ted Lasso's great. We're currently enjoying Shrinking quite a bit.
I love Shrinking.
Apple TV is, I think, the most significantly... We haven't watched nearly everything that's on
Maddie?
it, but everything that we do watch on Apple TV, I'm like, this is really good. And you don't even hear about it. That's what's crazy to me.
Yeah. We brought it up before. It's like Apple having a streaming platform, it's like not their main source of income. Their main bread and butter is obviously technology. So the fact that they have a streaming platform, I think, means that they can dedicate a little more time and effort, and they can be a little more picky about what kind of stuff they put on there. I don't know how all that works, but that's just generally how I think it's been talked about. And yeah, almost every show we've tried from Apple has been really good. Red Tornado 98. Hey, you're back. Who do you think will defeat Thrawn? My random pick is Neil. Blue guys against blue guys. Let's
blue
go.
Versus blue.
He's gonna defeat him with cuteness. That's what he's gonna do. Thrawn will end up defeating himself somehow, I think.
Maybe you could make that argument. If they're gonna go off of what happens in Legends, my guess will be Enoch.
Oh, the night trooper, is that what they're called?
The dude with the awesome helmet. I think he's the most likely candidate because Rook is gone. And that's that. That's really, without Rook, I think they need to find a new...
Well, that Rook is gone.
That's true.
Timothy Zahn at Dragon Con, we went to one of the panels, and did you moderate that one?
I did moderate that one.
Alex was moderating a panel with a bunch of the authors, and Tim Zahn started talking about this idea that he had that potentially Rook could just be a title and not necessarily a name. So I think he meant this as like a what if situation. Like, if it were up to me, I might just say Rook is a title and not a name, and so that Rook is dead, but maybe there's another Rook or something like that, which I did think was a cool idea.
I mean, I went ooh on stage, so I liked that idea. But
I think everybody went ooh.
I think the fact that they introduced Enoch, first of all, if they knew that they were going to do this back when Star Wars Rebels was on, I don't think Dave Filoni would have had Rook die. I think they would have saved him. But now there's this person and like who stands out, who looks like the captain of, I think Thrawn calls him the captain of his guard. So if they are going to follow what happened in Legends, which maybe they won't, I'm keeping my eye on Enoch.
Hi, Sean Sully.
Hey, Sean.
I saw something in chat that I was going to bring up. Oh, Maddie said, I got money on Lil Nody. Honestly, though, having the Lil at the top of the name sounds like a rapper. Lil Nody.
When we went with Ashton to do Lord of the Rings trivia, and he handled all the heavy lifting, one of the team names was Lil Nazgul. And I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, that's amazing.
Lil Nazgul.
I love that name.
Some of the trivia names were hilarious. A lot of them were people that were doing what I was doing at first, and I was like looking on Reddit for funny trivia pun names, and a lot of people picked those. But
we went with the Prancing Pink Pony Club, or was it the Pink Prancing Pony Club? I forget.
There were two.
Yeah, someone else had the same idea, but we named ourselves slightly differently.
There was our team and someone else's team that both had that idea.
I think we were the Prancing Pink Pony Club.
Yeah. I don't know who else could really defeat Thrawn. I still kind of hope the Night Sisters turn on him.
That is also a good...
Like, for Dathomir, come on.
So, that also works well with Rook's story in Legends, is that basically he finds out that the Empire has been messing with the Nogri this whole time. They like pledged their loyalty to Darth Vader and the Empire because they came in to save the day from a disaster that they caused. And so Leia figures that out and tells all the Nogri, and Rook is like, well, this is some BS, and turns on Thrawn. So with everything that happened with the Witches of Dathomir, even though that was under the Confederacy of Independent Systems, you could still make the argument, you know, Palpatine, Empire. So they could turn on him as well.
Yeah. Mindertron, thank you for the super chat. So glad these streams are back. Thanks. We're happy to be back. We're still kind of getting into the hang of streaming again. We took such a long break, and now we're just in the holidays, and I feel myself being pulled into holiday mode where I just want to like eat cookies and sit on the couch and do nothing.
Watch a lot of Bake Off.
But instead, we are very busy.
Yeah.
So I literally
it's been a while. Like
do that.
It used to be movies coming out in December, and then The Mandalorian was coming out in December, and The Rise of Skywalker, and like then for a couple years, December was chill.
Hi, Brian. Brian said, "Oh my God, look at my friends. We're here. We're live on the internet." Oh no, Ian Sharps says Thrawn will fall to Darth Grogu, who then gets dispatched by Snoke. Dispatched?
That's a nice way of saying killed.
No such thing. That will not happen.
They didn't want to upset you.
It will not happen. A lot of people have been asking me about who's cuter, Neil or Grogu. And that is a hard question for me. I don't like having to question how cute I think Grogu is.
Cuteness is not a competition. Everything's just cute.
I think I said on the stream last night that Grogu, I would pick Grogu over Neil, but if we're talking cuteness, Neil's little brother Tulu is giving Grogu a run for his money. Hi, Dan Ritter.
Hey, Dan.
Dan says, live on my internet?
In this economy?
In this economy? Yeah, we're live on everybody's internet, I think. I don't know how this works.
Also, we switched internet. We've complained about Comcast so much, so we've switched to AT&T, which is so much better. But we do have fiber, so hopefully we have fewer issues.
I totally forgot we did that. So yeah.
Still hate AT&T, but
fingers crossed that our internet works better, though.
The second I said that.
No. The AT&T gods will hear you.
Shut them down.
Another cuteness question from Lost Cosmic Jedi. Thank you for the super chat. Hello. Out of Nubs, Neil, and Grogu, who's the cutest? I have some.
They're all within well, not. We don't have any Neil stuff, but
I have Nubs.
you can hold a Max Rebo if that as a stand-in.
Grogu. Oh yeah, I had that Neil pin, but it's in the other room. I still think Grogu wins out of cuteness.
You do make the most noises with Grogu.
When he shows up.
You're like entertained.
I can't believe it. Every time he shows up, I can't believe it.
I remember when we were rewatching, I don't know, some of season 2 before, or maybe we rewatched something before I think season 3 came out, and Grogu came on screen and you started to tear up, and I was like, really?
I am literally about to tear up just thinking about him. It's so, I don't want to be like this. It's so stupid. I don't know why. He's my little guy. I feel like Grogu's the cutest. Nubs
is the hottest.
Oh.
That's what I thought you were building.
Nubs is the one that I want to pet the most. I want to give him little ear scritches. And I just want to be Neil's friend.
He does seem like a really good friend.
I think we could both put our swim trunks on and have a bubble bath.
Neil seems like a good friend.
Yeah. Although we haven't seen the rest of the show, he could turn out to be,
I mean,
undercover for something.
I'm waiting for him to snap at Whim.
Yeah, honestly, me too. Excuse me. He needs to snap at him, I think, at some point. I hope that answers your question. I don't know if I actually answered it, but I turned it into my own question. Who's cutest, who I want to pet, and who I want to be friends with.
It's the most wholesome kiss, marry, kill.
No bad stuff. Zerallen's asked our thoughts on Rings of Power Season 2. I don't know how much time we want to spend on this, but I think we really liked it. Like, I really liked it. I liked it better than Season 1.
I did too. Yeah, I found it way more engaging. I enjoyed Season 1. But the stuff with especially Sauron, Anatar, and Celebrimbor, they were crushing it. Those were my favorite scenes of the season. I
don't think I've felt that bad for a character as bad as I felt for Celebrimbor in a long time. I just kept being like, I wanted to shake him, but I mean, it's Sauron, so like...
He's the Lord of Lies.
Yeah.
He was deceived.
I don't know, I thought the second season did a better job just within the storytelling of it. Some of the first season I was just kind of like really lost and confused, but maybe it was just because I got the setup in the first season that I could understand the second one better. I don't know.
I also loved Tom Bombadil. I thought they handled him very well.
He was cool.
And I'm glad that they just finally were like, it's Gandalf, okay? It's Gandalf.
Yeah.
Which also means that I get to lord that over Ashton, because he was convinced.
He was like, it's a blue wizard.
He was convinced that was one of the blue wizards. And I was like, they're not going to put that follow your nose line at the end of season 1 and then have it not be Gandalf. Like,
I mean, a lot of people thought it could have been a blue wizard because they had all those other weird wizards in there. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities, but... I
think at the end of season 1, when he was like, always follow your nose, to me, that was them going, it's Gandalf.
That was them going like...
But then everyone was like, no, it's a blue wizard still. And they were like, How are you, Gandalf? Like,
Yeah, I am excited to see more Rings of Power. I love that they were just like, right off the bat, we are doing 5 seasons of this. We got it all planned out. We're blowing a ton of money on it, so we got to figure it out. And that just like gives me a lot more peace of mind and a
Yeah.
lot more faith in a show.
it allows you to get invested in it.
Whereas Star Wars is like, here's a season of television. Hope you like it.
If you don't,
If you do or if you don't, it might not be here anymore
Yeah.
afterwards. Who knows? But yeah, we enjoyed it. Geo.
it's like I'm gonna stick on that for one more second.
Okay.
Just like it frustrates me that Willow ended with, and there's 2 more chapters, but
That was-
no, there's not. It's like, don't include that. Don't put that in there if you're not sure that you're gonna do this.
That was unfortunate that they did that. Because, yeah, I liked Willow a lot. Geo, thank you so much for being a member of the 603rd for 26 months.
Whoa.
We've been doing this for a while. Hey guys, I'll definitely try to pop in each Thursday this month, but I'll be seeing like 5 movies in the next 3 weeks. Glad the lives are back. Yeah, there's been a ton of good movies coming out.
Nosferatu, is that probably next on our list?
That one comes out on Christmas. I don't know if anything comes out before that. We haven't seen Wicked
I mean,
or Gladiator.
I tried to get us to go see Wicked.
I'm pretty mild on Wicked. I don't know.
I'm gonna go see it with my boyfriends.
I would love that for you. I support it. We saw the Broadway show, right? Like,
Well, we saw it at the Fox.
right. We saw it several years ago. I never read the books. I wasn't a theater kid, really, so I wasn't really a part of that Uber fandom like some people are.
I'm just hearing that the movie is so well made that
I believe that it is. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to sit in the theater for it.
it's hard to drag Molly to a movie that's longer than 90 minutes.
It's true. That's why I stick to mostly horror movies, because they're short.
We saw Heretic.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I liked Heretic a lot.
And Heretic had an insane Star Wars
joke in it.
Joke that no one was expecting. That was pretty funny.
Heretic was great. Hugh Grant was great.
BK11648, thank you for the very generous super chat. And they say, Wicked was amazing. Definitely see it. Okay. Maybe I will. Maybe I will.
Molly's not against seeing it. She just doesn't want to go to a theater.
That's true. I am one of those people that is like, can you just put it on streaming? I'll pay for it if I can watch it at home.
See, I like going to the theater and having like, this is all I'm focused on for the next 2 hours.
I would rather kind of make a night of it at home so that I can pause, I can have my own snacks.
But see, that's part of the, like,
have a
being able to
blanket.
pause is a curse.
And Hilo can be there. We can't
Aw.
take Hilo to the theater. Hilo might want to see Wicked. I know it's like a not favorable thing about me is that it's so hard for me to like get into the mood to go to the theater. I don't know why that is. I blame the pandemic.
Nah, you were like that before.
True. But I'm worse now, I think.
Well, it doesn't help that theater etiquette is terrible now.
Oh yeah, we've had so many more terrible experiences in theaters since coming back after the pandemic. Just was like people being on their phones, people talking the whole time, like
It's mostly talking. Like, they
Yeah.
just talk so loud. don't even bother to whisper.
And see, I like to talk through movies sometimes, and I don't go to the theater because I know no one wants to hear what I have to say. That's why I stay home.
Including me. Molly will lean over and be like, and I'm like,
I'm just talking to myself most of the time. And depending on the movie, eventually I'll get shushed. In my own home. Shushed in my own home.
No, if we're in a theater, that's where I'll
No.
you.
I don't talk in the theater.
Sometimes you talk in the theater.
Yeah. Like what?
You just whisper little comments.
If I have questions. Sometimes.
Just saying. Sometimes.
Well, if I have something to say, I whisper it.
Yeah, you do
directly into your ear. Lost Cosmic Jedi has another super chat. Excluding the Sith, what new villains would you like to see post TRO? TRO? Tross? TROS?
I guess Tross.
Yeah, post Tross. I would like to see something like the Bene Gesserit, something morally gray. I think I've talked about this a lot. I think we might get something close to the Path of the Open Hand. Like, I wonder if the next group of villains will be people that want to, like, bring back the idea of the Jedi, but in a very specific way. And I wonder if Rey is going to be like, no, I don't think that's how we should do it. Have you not learned any lessons? So, I don't know.
The idea of it being a morally gray thing, I do think it would be kind of cool if someone were like, in universe, I'm a gray Jedi, and showing why that doesn't work.
That would be funny.
Having them be fully corrupted by the dark side and falling. And am I missing just a full-on piece?
Any of those?
No, I'm looking for one of those.
Is it in the bag?
I just picked the bag up, so I think so.
Did you put it where it didn't belong?
No.
Up there?
No.
I don't know. I've already seen some people talking about Geode being a gray Jedi, and I'm just like, yeah, can we just put that term to rest? I don't know that we need to even go there with that.
Like, I get it. It's just more, we can refer to him as he's a gray Force user.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's pure evil. He's not a Sith. But a Jedi, by definition, is a light side user, so calling anyone a gray Jedi, it's like, if they're using the dark side at all, but when you don't have a better term, it's kind of like Baby Yoda, when Jon Favreau...
Oh, before he had a name?
Yeah, when Jon Favreau was like, don't call him Baby Yoda, and it's like, what do you want us to call him? Like, you didn't name him. We're not going to call him the child. I'm sorry. We're calling him Baby Yoda until you tell us his name is Grogu.
He's too cute for a name that starts with D.
So I feel like that's where we're at right now with Gray Jedi. It's like, we don't know what else to call it, so...
I have talked about this before, that we need a word for the term of Force user that isn't Force user. And it's not really... It wouldn't be Bogan Jedi, because that's still related to the Jedi.
That Boken Jedi
Boken, sorry.
Because Bogan is the dark side.
Okay, Boken. So whatever Ezra went by.
Well, he was just a Jedi.
Who called him a Boken Jedi?
What's his face?
Balin?
Balin.
Okay, so whatever Balin meant by Boken Jedi.
That means just, like, kind of trained in the wild. Not trained at the temple.
So someone referring to the Boken Jedi would still be someone trying to be a Jedi.
Yeah, like,
just not formally trained.
Luke would be a Boken Jedi. I think.
Well, yeah, according to Balin, I guess.
Yeah. He's being a little hoity-toity.
He's giving private school. Clip it.
I was trained at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. And Luke's like, I was trained in the swamps of Dagobah.
He was trained by Yoda.
I know.
Like, if anyone would know who that was, it would be Balin. And he would be like,
flips in the swamp, and he went into a tree. Like, that was his training.
Yeah.
Balin had to train for years.
Yeah. I shouldn't talk about my thoughts about Luke because I tend to upset people. But he's barely a Jedi. For most of his life. He got there. He
started his training very, very late. Yeah, that's why I think like Balin looks down on those people who are like, what do you mean you didn't have to be taken from your family? I'm gonna call you a Boken Jedi. You're not a real Jedi.
True.
Should I keep building, or do you want to just sit and chat for a while?
We can. What do you think? You want to just answer some more questions?
Yeah, I can just sit and chill. Got a good.
What's that?
Good base going.
Look, it's the sail barge.
It's not gonna look like a sail barge for a while. We're like building the floor.
It's just a big platform. This is the bottom floor of it?
Yeah.
Guys, I am pumped that we have an almost all brown
it's not gray
ship to build. You can't see them right now, but all of our other ships are gray. I'm sick of it. Hi, Jane. Jane says, oh dang, Lego streams are back.
They're back.
We're back, baby. Except for next week. We'll be out of town. And then we're really back.
Yeah. This is like a test run to make sure all of our equipment still works. And it does.
Look at us. We did it. Get some more questions in here. A couple people still wondering about Jod and his force sensitivity.
We can talk about that.
I
mean, we talk about it in the Q&A too, but we always answer Q&A questions in the Lego stream. That's
True.
Like a hallmark.
Laserbolt says, there are no gray Jedi, only gray ships. It's true.
That's true. What questions about Jod's force sensitivity?
People are just kind of talking about that in the chat. I was kind of frustrated that we ended so abruptly after meeting his character.
Yeah, I was hoping that he would be more.
I wanted more. But
I was going to pull up the stream here so I'll look through chat myself.
I assume we'll start off right where we ended in episode 3.
Yeah.
Do you think the mention of the great work and skeleton crew is supposed to be a reference to Lena So? Oh, okay. And maybe they've been cut off since her chancellorship. I did want to bring this up for the Q&A, but we ran out of time. I don't know if it has... A lot of people have been talking about if there's a connection to the High Republic with this planet. Did they call it the High Republic in the High Republic?
No.
They just call it the Republic.
It's just the Republic.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And I assume they did that in the Old Republic too.
That would be pretty pompous of them to be like...
Right. That's why...
look at us in the High Republic.
That's why I was asking. So I was like, I'm pretty sure no one really calls it that.
And yeah, no one in the Old Republic, when it was just the Republic.
Sure.
And then they restructured it and it became the Old Republic.
For some reason, my mind was not going to the High Republic and I was thinking older, so Old Republic, but... It's
the person saying, what are you doing with the alien that says, what are you doing with an Old Republic credit, makes me think Old Republic. He could mean lowercase Old Republic, the way that Obi-Wan uses it in A New Hope, but I think it's my hope that they're talking about Big O Old Republic,
Sure.
just because we know so little about that era. So I want it to be the Old Republic.
Yeah. Uh, Bakey sent a super chat and said, "How will Whim mess up next week? Is he gonna find and press another button that he
Random
doesn't
button.
know?"
There was a button, I pushed it. I don't know. Hopefully he's still put on the back foot. I guess he's gonna mess up by just. I bet he'll fully trust Jod because he
Mm,
wants everything to be Jedi. Look, we talked about
yeah.
this in the live stream, but like, oh my gosh, it's a buried Jedi temple. Now it's a pirate ship. Oh my gosh, it's a Jedi. Nope, he's a pirate.
Yeah.
Like he wants everything to be this one specific thing. So I think he will want Jod to be a Jedi.
Yeah, I wonder how skeptical the other characters might get of him.
Fern won't buy it. Neil will buy it.
Poor
Katie's the smarty
Neil.
pants. She won't buy it.
KB,
Yeah.
yeah. Mm,
I don't
Matthew
think
Lang says all the pirates are just really into the Old Republic MMO and want in-game currency.
Did you read that one?
Did I?
I don't think so. From Laura, thanks for the super
Oh,
chat.
I missed one.
In your hiatus, I've been listening to some of your older live streams. Do you happen to have a favorite live stream you've ever done?
Ooh. We've done so many.
There are two that jump to my mind. The first being the one with Katie Sackhoff, the charity stream for Amfar, where we played.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It was for me it was pretty stressful just because it was Katie Sackhoff. But yeah, that one was pretty fun.
So and we played Battlefront with her, and then Sam Witwer popped on, and they talked about Battlestar Galactica for a while, and I was like, I'm just gonna sit here and like listen.
Yeah. Jane says the last Jedi Fallen Order stream was pretty special.
Is that the one that took me, the Terran Malicos one, or your stream?
Oh, I don't know which one she's talking about.
I don't know
Was
which
that
one, Jane. I mean,
maybe
there was the one where I fought Terran Malicos for 2 hours. I remember that.
maybe it was yeah, she's talking about mine. Maybe that was when I was like, "Let's keep going. I want to finish."
Oh, was it?
Probably.
Cute.
Cuz that like the more I played of that game, the more I was like really into it.
The other one that popped into my head was,
Oh, it was like 5 hours long and I got sleep deprived.
oh,
Oops.
even though looking back on it, it's kind of funny. But the 2021 announcement of all that stuff, or was it 2020? I can't remember. But like the
Mhm.
Rogue Squadron movie
Oh
and
yeah.
Ahsoka the show and the Rangers of the New Republic, and
Oh
like
gosh.
that we were like, oh, let's hop on the live stream and talk about all this stuff. Like that was really fun, even though half of that was never gonna happen.
The big Squadrons live stream,
Oh yeah, that was fun.
that one was really fun.
Okay, this on our channel? It was at least on Twitch, but I do still sometimes go back and just watch some of Operation Ace when
Yeah.
Squadrons came out.
Yeah.
It's me, Templin Institute, and Ashton from Explain It to Me, and Zach and Ryan from the Blunderdome. We squadroned up and we won that competition. And through that, we met our friend Boomstick, who now lives here in
Mhm.
Atlanta, not here, but
Yeah.
like we made friends through that. Just those early days of Squadrons were so much fun. That was like a light in the dark in the middle of COVID. where we just had so much fun with that game.
Yeah, I mean, we started live streaming more during the COVID like lockdown, so that was actually kind of a good thing that happened because then we
trying to find something positive out of all that.
Grant asked or said, new to the stream, are you two a couple? Loving the vibe. Yes, we are married. We both live together. I
Look how married we are. I was like asking for a high five for just ignoring me, like always.
Booze says Fall Guys Twitch streams, lol.
Yeah, those were fun.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anytime I almost stream a video game, it gets out of hand.
I almost immediately dropped an F-bomb because of those fracking pigeons. For the new person in the stream, try to keep it family friendly because it's Star Wars. It's a family friendly channel. But when I was playing Fall Guys, I was just not no.
Not happening.
Those dang birds.
Those dang birds.
Anyone dressed as a bird in Fall Guys is a real life monster.
Why?
They were just always terrible. Like, I kept getting killed by pigeons. Like, people in the pigeon costume, they're terrible people.
Scotty Heron has a super chat for us before we go here. If you could pull a truly random character from the books to show up in Skeleton Crew, who would you go with? My crackpot pick is Churro the Hutt. Hutts have long lifespans and he could still be around. Aw, Churro.
To me, he's not truly random because I adore him.
He was really cute.
I am like upset that he wasn't brought into the High Republic earlier because he was so wonderful. So yeah, I'd love to see Churro in life. Like that is something I think would be great on screen as well, to show a nice Hutt. Because they did that on Young Jedi Adventures recently. They showed like the loveliest Trandoshan child in this year's Life Day episode of Young Jedi Adventures. So cute.
No.
I love him. So I want him and Churro to hook up and be friends.
I don't know that this counts as random, but I want to see Ewoks, and specifically, let's get Wicket in there.
Wait, what?
Ewoks.
A random book character?
Oh, did it say book? No, just a truly random character. Oh, from the books. Never mind. From the books? Geode. He could be anywhere.
He could be anywhere. He's probably been in a Star Wars movie already.
He could be anywhere. But I would really like, maybe on At-Atten, we could actually see his species talk and interact. That would be crazy.
I don't ever want to see
not Geode specifically, but maybe.
No, I don't want to see them talk because I love the gimmick of people just like Geode gave a knowing look.
I love the jokes of Geode back in his party days or whatever.
He's still in them. Yeah. He goes clubbing still. That joke is it made me really annoyed when people who were never going to read the High Republic would be, they were making their shitty videos and like, oops. And they were talking about like, this character's literally a rock. They're so stupid. How uncreative. And I'm like, Geode's the best part of that book.
Yeah.
The way they write that joke is phenomenal.
I mean, anyone truly making fun of a character like Geode, like you said, they were never going to like the books.
Most everyone who's read the books are like, Geode is a treasure and he's so funny. But the people who don't read it, it's like, yeah. And I had people going like texting me, is this character really a rock? And I'm like, well, it's hard to explain.
It's just one of those things that, like, I get it if you don't understand it and you're just not a fan, but why hate it? It's just like, he's not in it very much, first of all, and when he is in it, the comments about him or towards him are hilarious.
It's just completely uninformed
because there's always like one person that's like, what are you who are you talking to? The Rock Man? he talk? Like, it's so funny to have a character like that some characters can understand and like know him, quote unquote, and other characters are like, that's literally a rock. What are you talking about? Anywho. Joel Davis, thank you for the super chat. Do you think we'll get more streaming series after Ahsoka season 2? And if so, what purpose will they serve towards the wider franchise now that films are making a comeback?
I'm sure Ahsoka season 2 is not the end of Star Wars on Disney Plus. I think we're just waiting for an animated series to get announced to replace the Bad Batch. I fully think that's happening. But live action, I don't know what is gonna happen after Ahsoka. If it's gonna go from Ahsoka into the Dave Filoni movie, I definitely think they're clearly taking a step back.
Right.
And that stream we brought up about like, here's all the stuff we're doing. I don't think they're gonna do that again. I hope.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't know, because it almost feels like by the time we get to the point where it's like, okay, movies again, we're doing movies, it'll go back to like people want streaming shows, and it's like always this back and forth. I definitely think that they're still going to be doing streaming shows for Disney Plus. That's why they made it.
Well, I'm always all for like, do a little bit of everything. Let's get a movie, let's get a show. We got a few books coming out every year. There's
like the
a
idea
comic
of
every week.
Doing lower stakes. We talk about low stakes stories in the Q&A. I like the idea of doing lower stakes storytelling in the shows. Just in case we only get one season.
Right.
And that's it.
I hope that we get more stuff that is more along the lines of the Bad Batch, but in live action. I'd love to have an actual show that lasts for more than 8 episodes. I don't know if that's realistic at this point. I hope that the overall streaming model figures that out someday. I remember I
They'll
don't
figure it out.
I don't remember how many episodes the new Daredevil show is going to be, but I remember the initial plan they announced it was going to be like 20 episodes, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're doing it."
Wow.
And then they cut it back.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd be shocked if that worked.
And I think it's like 13 now, which still 13 is serviceable.
That's doable, and especially if they're longer episodes, I think that would be nice.
I'm curious.
Yeah. Do you want me to move on to the next question before you?
Yeah, I'm just curious for myself now. 9 episodes. 9 episodes.
They're gonna keep cutting it down to 6 next. How do we cut it back down? It's so weird that they originally were gonna have so many more. What did they do? Just like stitch them together?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Your humble servant, thank you for the super chat. Hey both, with David Lowery directing Skeleton Crew episodes, have you seen The Green Knight? It's based on an Arthurian poem exploring what it means to be a knight with themes reflecting Jedi ideals. Highly recommend it if you haven't.
I've not seen it. It's been on my list for a while. I really like Dev Patel. I need to watch Green Knight and Monkey Man. But yeah, that's been something that I have wanted to see. And also Tolkien wrote a version of that story, that legend, but I think.
I feel like I did see something about David Lowery being a part of that, so that could be fun to check out.
Yeah, that's been on my to-watch list for a good long while.
Oh, Jane says the show was cut down after the strike, and they basically restarted the entire production.
Yeah, I remember them announcing that they were just going to redo a lot, that the 20-episode thing wasn't working. But that's annoying. I believe in you, TV. You can do 20-episode seasons again.
Just make them lower budget.
Yeah.
Make them look like shit. We'll watch it. Slop. We all watch Slop anyways. It's fine. We watch
Love is Blind all the time.
All right.
We all watch some slop.
That feels like a good end for the stream. Talking about watching Slop. Talking about Slop just makes me hungry, so
let's go eat some slop.
Let's go eat some dinner, aka Slop. Watch our Slop, aka Parks and Rec for the 50th time or something.
That show is not slop, but it is like our junk food at this point.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in for our big return to Lego streams. We'll be gone next week because...
Well, we're going to do our after show. We're here Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be here Wednesday to cover Skeleton Crew, but we won't be doing a Lego stream next week. Right. So the next Lego stream...
2 weeks.
Will be... And we still haven't figured out when we're doing our Skeleton Crew streams for the 2 weeks after that because we got Christmas and New Year's.
Right. Yeah, we're not going to be streaming on Christmas Day or New Year's Day because I will not be able to handle that.
Yeah.
I will be hung over. But on January 2nd, maybe. I don't know. We'll just push everything like a day.
Yeah. So if you're not following us on social media, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. We'll post everywhere. We'll post it in the community tab, like how we're gonna shift the schedule for all that for the holidays. But yeah, this was fun. Look at the sail barge.
Look at what I've built
so far.
Could a depressed person build this? No.
It looks great. All right, we're gonna head out and cook dinner. Thank you guys again for joining, and we'll see you next week to cover more Skeleton Crew. Bye.
We?